Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. So today I want to talk about Bratz. I have been talking a lot on this channel, I feel, about Monster High and then Rainbow High, and I've been kind of thinking about Bratz, so I'm like, it's time to bring in a different doll line. Let's discuss a different doll for a second here. And I was thinking about this the other day, okay, because Bratz has obviously done the original re-release, and then they did reproductions of the Bratz Rock Angels line, and then as of time of filming, I've seen some things floating around on Instagram about the Girls Night Out line. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know if they're making a reproduction of that or if that's like a fake leak. I don't know. Maybe by the time this video goes up, there's going to be more information. But I was just kind of thinking about the Bratz lines that I do like. I've made a lot of videos in the past about Bratz lines that I'm not a super big fan of. But I was thinking about the ones that I do like. And I thought it would be fun to just talk about the Bratz lines that I think should be reproduced, that I would love to see make a comeback in 2022, or I guess we're like halfway through the year, so maybe 2023 instead. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to talk about my favorite Bratz lines and the Bratz lines that I really, really think that if they're going to keep making reproductions, they should include these. So that's what we're going to be doing today. These are just my opinions, so like if you hate these lines, that's fine. This is just what I would like to see. Definitely let me know down below in the comments what lines you would love to see come back. And yeah, let's just get started. So the first line that I think should absolutely make a comeback is Formal Funk. The example I have on screen is Chloe from that line. And I love these dolls. I don't know why. I think a good formal look is always something that I'm here for. Like the big, fancy, over-the-top outfits can be a lot more exciting than just like more everyday outfits. And with these dolls, it was two. You didn't have just one formal look. You got two different dresses for the girls, which I love. Like, I love the options, all the accessories they came with. I feel like this is kind of a staple that you can't go wrong with reproducing, you know? Okay, this next one is going to come to a shock to those of you who have watched some of my videos, especially the Monster High ranking videos I've been doing. I am not usually a fan of like sleep lines, slumber party lines. I just would rather have a doll in an actual outfit than her pajamas, but I do think that Bratz should reproduce the Slumber Party line, and that's because I feel like this is one of the best executed sleepwear lines ever, just because of the sheer amount of accessories that came with these. Like, it wasn't just here's a doll in her pajamas. It was like, this girl is set up to have the best slumber party ever, and I just love that. I love all the extra stuff that it comes with. And I think that that really sets it aside from most other slumber party theme lines. And this is like the only time I ever feel like I can really endorse a sleepwear line, which says a lot. So I absolutely think the Bratz should bring this one back. Next up, we've got the Flashback Fever line. The example on screen is the Jade doll. And this one, I could take or leave, okay? I will say that. I'm kind of biased just because the reason I think this should be brought back is because I want this Jade doll. To be fair, I want all of these back because I would buy a doll from the line. But this one specifically, each Bratz doll was like flashing back to the fashions of a different decade. And I just really like the Jade in this line. So this one's a little bit more selfish. I just specifically think Jade should be reproduced. The other ones I wasn't as big a fan of, but like I'm sure someone would be, you know? So I feel like Bratz could still get something out of reproducing this line. I don't know, this one might be the most selfish entry on the list, but I still feel like it should happen. Okay, then we have Live in Concert, and it was really hard to pick an example doll to put up here, but I did go with Chloe because she's my favorite, but they're all honestly awesome. I feel like these were just such like a funky line. Like the fashions and the hair and everything were just really different. Like not super, super crazy necessarily, but just a little bit different and really eye-catching to me. The different colors and the fabrics and everything, I loved, and I feel like this is one of the very few lines from Bratz that I genuinely liked every single doll from the line, which that's kind of a big thing to say, you know? Like, I feel like I've said that a lot with Rainbow High, but with my history of Bratz and realizing that I don't like as many dolls as I thought I did, it's just like the nostalgia factor for me to say that I like this entire line. That really says something, and I feel like Bratz should capitalize on that and just reproduce all these dolls. This next one is very much the same, where I like all of the dolls in this line, and that's the Dynamite line. I believe there were only 3 dolls, so it's not a ton. And I do think this is like one of the less iconic lines, maybe. Like I feel like Winter Wonderland and like Slumber Party, and of course the originals, like Bratz fans think about those. I don't know if Dynamite is like as popular as it is in my brain, but I really liked it. And Megan, especially here on screen, I thought just looked so cool. I don't know what it is about them, but I loved it. And so again, this one's pretty selfish, but I would like to see these come back. This one though, I feel like every Bratz fan would like to see this come back. I feel like this is similar to Rock Angels in that aspect, where I feel like most Bratz fans liked at least the original Rock Angels release. I know that the reproductions had a lot of print issues for a ton of people, but the Pretty and Punk, come on. This is such a good line. It's just so cool. I feel like all of the fashions, again, like they're just a little bit different. The hair is amazing. The makeup on these, I love these dolls. I think they're so cool. The Chloe one that I have up here is absolutely my favorite. Just a stunning doll. Like one that I would buy secondhand if I had the budget for it. But I would love to see reproductions of these because I feel like, again, this is something that I think appeals to a lot of Bratz fans. So it would be good for Bratz. They would make plenty of money off of it, I'm sure. And it would be good for me because then I don't have to buy secondhand and pay like a ton of money for this doll. So win-win. The alternate title of this video is me trying to convince Bratz to make specifically the dolls that I want. But I do think that this one is like more universal. Then we've got Bratz Treasures, which is like kind of a piratey line. I don't really know, but the Sasha doll that I have up here, absolutely gorgeous. I also love Chloe from this line. I used to own Chloe as a child, so she's got like a little bit more nostalgia value for me, but I think that Sasha is probably the prettiest doll from this line. I just love these. I think they're so fun. To be fair, a lot of the fashions are like repeat fashions. Like a lot of the dolls have very, very similar clothing. So like they don't all stand out from each other, but I think it's just a cool concept. And it couldn't hurt, you know, that's the gist. I feel like it couldn't hurt to reproduce this line. It would certainly help me. I'm realizing as I'm making this video that most of these entries are very selfish, but I hope you guys can agree with me at least on some of them. Then we have got Welcome to Fabulous. The doll I have up here is Tiana, and oh my god, like these are just so cool. I feel like the fashions are so over the top, like extra gorgeous and just in your face in the best possible way. And I love it. I love it so much. The like bling, obviously I like anything shiny. So good. I feel like these would be awesome to reproduce. Just again, I feel like it's not something that you see on like every fashion doll on the market. Like some Bratz lines were just them in kind of normal clothing, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's something that you can get from Rainbow High, from some LOL lines, from Barbie. Whereas this is special, and I feel like we should bring it back. Now this one should come as no surprise to anyone who knows me. I love Halloween, I love costumes. I think anything that's like thematic is just inherently more fun. I don't know, I love the idea of dressing up. It's just exciting. So the whole costume party line is absolutely right up my alley. The Yasmin here dressed as an angel is so pretty, literally angelic, not just because of her costume, but she just looks so good. And I would love to see these come back. Very much like I am excited for the Rainbow High costume line that's going to come out. Any costume line I think is really good. I feel like there's always someone who's going to like want those dolls. So it's good for profit value for the company. I don't know. I just feel like this should come back. That's the gist of this whole video. Just come on, Bratz, get with it. And then lastly, to round out the list, I have the Flower Girls line. I have Nora up here on screen, but they all did look pretty similar. But I think these are really cool because like it's pretty basic fashion if we're being honest. Like it's just jeans, but the top is like a little flower, which is cute. However, the gimmick with this line was that it came with different flower seeds for each different doll. And I think there was even like a mini watering can so you could like plant the flowers. And so you got a doll, but then you also got flowers to take care of. I don't have a green thumb at all. I'm actually very, very bad at keeping plants, but I just think this is a really cool concept because anything where it's like a doll plus something extra, I think is really fun. And especially in like the world that we live in where really we need to be more conscious of the environment. I think that the idea of having a doll that can be sold, especially to kids, like obviously collectors like myself, I would love this, but that can be sold to kids and they also get to experience like starting to garden, and maybe that can evoke an interest for them in environmentalism and just like tending to the world that we live in. I don't know. I just feel like that's really cool. I think that normally gimmick lines don't get me, but this one did. And I feel like there's no harm in bringing something back where like people can enjoy flowers and dolls. What's the problem there? So that's how I'm rounding out my list. Like I said, please let me know what lines you think Bratz should bring back, or if you agree or disagree with me on any of these. Again, I know that a lot of this is selfish. Also, I'm sorry. I'm staring over the camera at my bearded dragon making noise. So if you hear her, I apologize. But yeah, I know a lot of this list was selfish. I just think that there were a lot of really, really cool Bratz lines. And if they're going to keep making reproductions, I just wanted to put this out there just in case, you know, anyone might see it. Or even if they don't, I just like to talk about my opinions on dolls. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked the video. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.